And they came from all over the country. And the landowners were given 14 days by a letter from the government to move off of their property.
Actually, if nobody was, they went around door to door. If they knocked on the door, if no one was home, they would just nail the thing. You must be out of this house in 14 days. Some of them would give them 14, some, depending on where it was and the priority for that spot. But and some of them were given as many as 30 days. But the problem was they had no place to go. They had no home. They had no land. They had their crops in the field, the hay in the barn. It was wartime. It was rationing. You couldn't get tires for or gasoline, both rationed. So they were really tough. And you know what?
You know what? More than anything, why I think so many people should read this book is because when we talk about a country pulling together, this,
yes, Mary, you're right.
At that time,
everybody.
There were industry companies that turned what they did into the war effort. Whether you believed in the war or not, the country pulled together to, even if you read no more of that book, of this book than that, it makes you realize how together this country was.
And my mother had the typical attitude. She was exposed to uranium. She didn't know what she was doing, but she knew it was a dangerous job. And once we discovered what she had been doing, and she had the highest dose ever at that time, and they wouldn't even let her come home from work. They kept her in. So, but her attitude was that if I lose my life, it's not any different than my two brothers who are in Europe fighting.
Right.
They're risking their lives too. And that was her attitude throughout. And I think a lot of people had that attitude. Whatever it takes, you know, we were together. And those were wonderful times in that sense. Whoever was our president, if it wasn't for the guy you voted for, once he was in office, then we were for him. And we try to help him out. That's now when somebody gets in office, not in your party, you try to defeat him. Try to make him not succeed.
And your decision, their memories of being moved there, of their life there, it's really very revealing.
They were recruiting workers from all over the United States. There was somebody from every state in the Union there. And when the children, when they got there, we had been uprooted from our schools, from our hometowns. We were put into this place that was, was bulldozers and hammering, and because we were building the whole thing from scratch. And we didn't know. When we went to school for the first day, nobody knew anybody. I didn't know any face, and no face knew me. And we had to, we bonded. We needed each other. And so we kind of bonded and stayed together right on through high school. And then now we still, keep in touch with each other. And we